Hello, hello, hello! Today has finally arrived. America's Next Top Model Season 24 is back, and so is the boss herself, Miss Tyra Banks.
Hello.
I'm Drew Elliot. I am the creative director of Paper and the creative consultant and judge on America's Next Top Model, and I'm here with the one and only Miss Tyra Banks.
You're also co-owner of Paper Magazine. Are you going to start talking like that now that you own a portion of your magazine?
Hello, hi, how are you? Yeah, no. There's only one boss in these chairs right now, so let's get started. So before we dive into questions, I just want to tell you, make sure to stay tuned in because we have a special sneak peek preview of tonight's episode. And also, leave your comments and questions below because Tyra is going to answer the tough and the juicy questions.
Ooh. Bring them.
So, the first question I have. This season is all about one thing, and I need you to explain it to us. What is Next Level Fierce?
Next Level Fierce. Next Level Fierce is actually something that Drew Elliot. Didn't you come up with Next Level Fierce?
I came up with NLF.
Oh, okay, so I said Next Level Fierce.
Yes.
And then, okay, so I was like, this is Next Level Fierce season of Top Model. I'm back, 24th season, 24th cycle. And then Drew was like, hashtag NLF. And I was like, ooh, you just made it a thing.
It's a thing.
Yes. In fact, why don't you like hashtag your questions with hashtag NLF? Maybe those are the ones that will answer. You have to put that in there. Did I just make it too difficult?
You're creating a behavior. That's what we call this, creating a behavior.
I'm creating a behavior. But Next Level Fierce means taking Fierce to the next level. Because Top Model, we've been around for 24 cycles. We've been doing our thing. And these girls are learning how to be fierce. They come in knowing how to be fierce.
Yeah.
But so fierce is not just good enough. We've got to take it here. You can't just smize. You have to next level fierce smize and keep it in motion and keep your focus there. You know, so it's really just taking it to the next level.
I love an explanation and a lesson, an actual demonstration. So what can models do to be Next Level Fierce? What is it? What does it take?
Yes.
What are the ingredients?
What are the ingredients of Next Level Fierceness? First, it's study. You need to study your picture, study what you have done and how you can make that better. Are you always doing the same, This is for anybody. If you have a camera phone, you're a model. Are you always doing this? Are you always saying, oh, you got to shoot me from above? Are you always saying, ooh, let me just take out all my features on my face and just retouch it all out, just edit it all out? If you're doing that, change it up. What's new? What's fresh? Make yourself exciting. Think about social media feeds that you see and people, your friends, people are doing the same thing over and over again. That's fierce, but it's not Next Level Fierce, honey. And you might just unfollow them like Selena Gomez just did a bunch of people. So you need to like take it to the next. I don't blame her for unfollowing people. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Do I?
I think it's, you know, Selena Gomez is Next Level Fierce.
She's
Let's
Next
say
Level
that.
Fierce, but you also don't know if she did it or if her people did it, and she's sitting there going, why did you guys do that? And, you know.
You're amazing. Speaking of celebrities, who did you think looked Next Level Fierce on the Golden Globes?
You know what is so weird? It's so hard for me to answer that question when it's like when it's all of the black dresses and it's
know.
all together. So to me, it's like one big fierce dress. It's like it's not like a little black dress. It's like a little big black dress. Like it's just this big beautiful sea of blackness.
Well, I mean, I'll answer my question. I think
He's like this PC crap. Like he's about to say who it is.
No, here. I think the Time's Up message.
Yes.
I think and how people interpreted that. I think that is what Next Level Fierce
Right?
is.
That's Next Level Fierce. I feel like to say this dress, that dress, even though Oprah looked damn good and that waist was snatched, but even though, you know, we can't say that. We have to focus on the message to me this year.
And her message, fabulous.
Whoa, her message.
I was
But you know what? Oprah is always amazing. Like, she is always amazing. Her speech last night, just in general. I mean, she has done that to me on her talk show where I'm just sitting there back in the day, like, drawn in, almost like slow motion on this, like, you know, dolly going toward the camera. Like, to me, she just always is. It's just the time to even recognize just how amazing she is, because maybe people forgot. But that's just who she is. She's not doing some presidential speech. She's just being herself. If
Or
people
maybe
are just
she is.
ready. No, what I'm saying is, or maybe she is, but what I'm saying is she's just, that's just always been her to me. Like, she's just always amazing.
So can you
But
talk?
but if she was president, wouldn't that be fierce?
Oh my gosh, I'm running out I'm running out right now to the ballots that aren't even open, and just waiting in line.
Just waiting.
So let's talk a little bit about women empowerment. It's in every season of America's Next Top Model.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit, when you were creating this, how were you creating a show that is more about not just being a model,
Yes.
but being a strong woman? Talk
Being
to
a
us
strong
about
woman,
that.
very important to me. I remember when I first started modeling and had the opportunity to go to Paris and actually to put college on hold for a bit. My mom said, this is called the modeling business, not modeling playtime. So study this business before you get on that flight to Paris. So to me, I look at, you know, these girls when I'm telling them smize, tooch, all that stuff, that's the fun and that's the surface, but are you on time? Do you understand this business? Can you take control of yourself? Do you understand how to manage your money? There's so many different levels to this that makes them a strong person and a strong, sustainable person. Because in the modeling industry, in the fashion industry, it's very cyclical. It's very like, I love you today and not tomorrow. So what is your plan? And what are you thinking 3 years before that contract is up with that cosmetics company? Because it's going to be up. And what are you going to do next? So that's some of the empowerment that I talk about a bit in Top Model, but even more off camera to a lot of models, supermodels that you know of today that I mentor and talk to them about. And then in terms of the empowerment for women, there's so many different versions of empowerment. I choose as my message that really fuels me to get up every morning to talk about the empowerment of the exterior, and that we can fix it or we can flaunt it. I teach you how to flaunt, like you got cellulite, you got this, you got that, and nothing we can do about it, so we're just gonna be like boom, 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 that's it. Or you got the cellulite, you don't want to show that to the world, let me show you what you can wear to cover that up, or tweak this or do that. To me, that there's a certain power in that, because sometimes people put hate on a woman where she wants to glamorize herself, or people hate a woman that doesn't want to do anything. And fixing it or flaunting it is both beautiful.
I think that's a great message. And I think the other thing, too, that you are so great at pulling out is yes, there's a business, and yes, there's a way to pose, and yes, there's a way, but there's also a way to have fun.
Yes.
And to bring that fantasy and that excitement. And I think that you've done such a tremendous job at that.
Thank you.
So I want to talk a bit about also, you've changed the rules. You came back and you changed the rules, and the main one being the age limit.
Age, yes. You know, there are models that I used to work with, and they tell me now that they're 10 years older than me. When we were modeling, they told me that they were 2 years younger than me. Yes. And they said that they had to do that to get in the door. And I'm like, but you looked 2 years younger than me. They go, yeah, that's the point. Like, why did a modeling agency say no to me because I was, you know, I was, what, 17? Because I was 27, I had to lie to them and say I was like, you know, 16.
Right.
And so it just kind of sucks that they have to do that. And to me, I see age in two categories. I see it, one, as it's not about how old you are, it's about, do you have the look that the client wants? Screw the number. And then if you do look a little older, I feel like there's beauty in crow's feet. There's beauty in gray streaks. There's beauty in these things, but as women, we're told that that's not good enough. And once that happened to us, we're expired. So I want to show the beauty of age on Top Model. So I got rid of that age limit, and it's gone forever.
And how do you think it impacted, without giving any spoilers, how do you think it impacted this season? What are we going to see?
I think we see like battle of the generations, right? Like, yeah. I mean, you just have some young girls that are just kind of like clueless and new and young and fresh, and these colts that are like, I don't know. And then you have this older one that's like, what's a social media? I don't understand. Is it like media? Is it like a TV show where you socialize? Like, clueless to that. So you just get like these both worlds that are colliding.
And we also see some interesting aged runway walks.
Oh, do we? Yes, so like there's certain, you know, from a certain generation of models, and they used to kind of model like this, and they have to learn to just walk like they don't care, right?
Totally. So speaking of past seasons and seasons that you've done, let's talk about what are some of your favorite shoots.
Still thinking about the runway walking. In my head, I have the picture of the model that Drew's referring to, that we're trying to coach her to like take that away.
Sometimes taking away bad habits is harder than starting good ones.
It's true.
It's true. It's interesting. But we want to talk about what are some of your favorite shoots from the past seasons and challenges.
Past seasons of Top Model. You know, I loved our models posing with snakes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll never forget my beautiful Robin Manning. She was Miss Soybean from her hometown, and they put that snake around her face, her neck, and she just was like, Jesus, 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 and she just kept saying the Lord's name over and over and over again. And then I was kind of coaching her, and she went from this to, and she got the most serene, beautiful shot. Her mind went somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
I love the pendulum one where they did the runway and the pendulum. That has to be one of my all-time favorites. I'm going to put you on the spot. So
Okay.
give us a one-word tease of a memorable moment from this season.
Baby.
That's so good. Wait till you see the episode. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we're gonna take some fan questions.
Okay.
Because they've had enough of me. But let's see what some people are asking us. Leonardo asks, how has Top Model evolved since cycle 1?
Well, budget-wise, we've come a long way. We used to be smushed in this tiny room with blue velvet drapes covering that it was like a bed over there and a couch over there. We were in a hotel room with blue velvet drapes. And people didn't know this, but right on the other side of that judging room was where the girls lived. So we'd show these shots of, ooh, they're going to judging. Like, cut to like the New York street, they're going to judging. Charlie going next door. So budgets have definitely gotten better. And I also think girls in the beginning didn't know, you know, how to smize or how to walk a runway at all. Now girls come in ready. So as you said, we have to break habits as opposed to like teach them new, which is interesting.
That was a really interesting thing this season, having worked on 23 and into 24. It's really interesting because the girls, they know so much because they know they're coming, so they study.
Yes.
So they know what you're looking for. So it's a little bit of, they kind of have an advantage. So do you ever feel like you have to just throw a curveball?
I do, and we throw so many.
Yeah.
Or they know, or they think they know. Or they see girls on Top Model and they see the girl maybe crying and having a hard time and they go, she's just so weak. What the heck? Like, it's so easy.
Yeah.
And then they get there and they're crying every single day because it's hard. It's
I
very
think
difficult.
that's what people don't realize.
Yes.
At home, you know, it seems like a cakewalk to
Yes.
get to do all these fancy shoots and all these things, but it is early mornings, it is late nights, and it
Yes.
is like true rigor.
It is rigor. I mean, sometimes they're getting 5 hours and then they got to get going and, you know, it's kind of like the real world.
When you surprise them. Al Peren, if I exploded that and did a horrible job, I apologize, asks, are we going to see old ANTM models during this cycle?
Let's say former. But, well, we are going to see some older models, and we are going to see a former Miss Eva Marcel. Yeah, she was Eva Pigford on America's Next Top Model, for people that remember her. She's now Eva Marcel, and she comes back, and she's so beautiful. It's crazy. Like, she was beautiful on Top Model back in the day in season 3, but she's now, I think, even more beautiful. And also just so, like, she was like a little kid and, like, scruffy and scrappy in season 3, and now she's like a woman.
She
was like you spent more time with her on set, so you got to really see her.
She's truly gorgeous and knows exactly who she is and has such a good grounding of what that is, and I'm so excited for that shoot. You're gonna gag. So Francis asks, will this cycle be the best, and will it be more high fashion?
Will it be the best? Well, that's for you to decide. I think we are definitely taking this to the next level. We have more curvy girls than ever. We've taken off this age limit. I'm back, and Drew is here, so you know it's going to be high fashion, honey. What do you think? Why do you think he's here? The first episode is so high fashion. There is a fashion show that is like, you're not ready for this high fashion. You're just not ready. You gotta put some sunglasses on because it's gonna like burn your eyes. It's so amazing.
Some of those looks,
What's gagging, right?
they're physics defying. I would say.
That's true.
Yes,
That is
physics
true.
defying. Robbie asks, what models do you think are next level fierce working today?
I'm obsessed with Bella Hadid. That girl, what? she's like Christy Turlington or something to me. Her face and how she poses from a professional photo shoot even to her Instagram is amazing. Right?
And super cool. Like, we shot her for paper and did her, blonde hair and totally punked her, and she could own it just flawlessly.
Yeah, I love her. I really, really do love her. And she's a big fan of Life Size. She's like my DM friend about Life Size.
Really? Very interesting.
Yeah, she likes Life Size, which I think is so cute because you see her pictures and she's like, darling. And then she's like, oh my God, Life Size is coming back! It's really sweet. Hi, she's a sweetheart.
I love that you're a DM buddy. Anyone else we should know?
Hi, Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan. Wow, you're mega. Slide into those DMs. Eddie asks, being a mom now, is it difficult to work on ANTM and still be a mommy?
I have a nursery next to my dressing room, and so my son comes to set a lot. When we start filming, he's like, bye, mommy. I don't. He just likes the, like, before. He likes me and catering and eating and getting my makeup done and hanging out. But when I'm shooting, he's like, I don't know, mommy's talking to people. I'm leaving. Yeah.
I love it. Alexander asks, describe Next Level Fierce in 3 words.
Is this a trick question?
I'm just reading off the iPad.
It's a very clever question because I want to say Next Level Fierce. Okay. Fiercely, levelated, Nextopia.
Can we get a check that all those are actual words? Well, I'm super, super excited.
What the hell did I just say?
I don't know what you said, but
Either.
it sounded Next Level Fierce-ish-esque. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. So what you're interviewing me and doing all this, this man is so talented and so dedicated and such an artist. I mean, he turned me into a tiger. Like, I had tiger stripes on my body for Paper magazine and for digital cover of your magazine. But what he does to our models and your creativity and your marketing savvy and just his dedication, people see him sitting on a desk, they see him like, they don't know he's damn near like a producer on our show. He works his ass off. Everybody needs to know that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I think us together, Tyra and I texting at like 3 in the morning. How do we do this? What's this light look
Yes.
like? What do you think about this? Here's a reference. And I'm just like, we need to go to bed because we have to be there at 6. But you guys are in for a very special treat. This is amazing. And thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thank you.
I love it. And I think this season is going to be Next Level Fierce. So make sure to stay tuned in. You're going to get an exclusive sneak peek of what's happening tonight. You can join me on Instagram Live after the premiere of America's Next Top Model, and I'm going to answer even more of your questions after you've met all of our contestants. So make sure to use the hashtag ANTM